All right, welcome everyone. Kevin LaRocca here with Binary Pro Strategies. This is going to be the weekly recap for October 11th of 2019. But before we get started, many of you have been waiting on the PAP video. It is now available in the members area for those active members. And just to give you a brief idea of what is covered in the video, these are some of the things that you're learning in the video. This is probably one of my better videos. Just to let you know, the PAP pattern and the crystal ball are the two main patterns that I trade. This is second only to the crystal ball. 95% of all the trades that I make are based on the PAP pattern. So what exactly is covered? Well, we're going to talk about what the phase abductive pattern is and why it will never stop working. And that's true. That's a true statement. It will never stop working because of the way that it is designed. And that I can promise you, it will never stop working. Unlike people that have used indicators and so forth and things in the past, this particular pattern will never stop working. It will always continue to work as long as we have actively traded markets. Okay? Why knowing what price movement won't do is the true secret for trading success. This is real important. You never hear about people talking about what markets don't do, right? Or what prices don't do. This is important. You need to know this. A lot of people look at it just the opposite. What I found many years ago is if you want to find patterns, you have to see what prices don't do. Once you know what prices don't do, then finding patterns becomes a lot easier. What all price movements have in common, whether for forex, binaries, commodities, stocks, etc., there is something that every single instrument has in common. I don't care if it's cattle. I don't care if you're looking at price of hogs, gold, silver, S&P 500, Dow Jones, any kind of stock. It doesn't matter. They all have one thing in common, and we're going to go over that. We're going to talk about price noise and why price noise is usually the problem with indicators, and we're going to talk about how to filter that out so we can identify where the market truly wants to go. Okay, some call it a trend. I also call it momentum. I think it's more momentum, but we'll cover that in the video. I want to identify new short-term trends early and how to get in sync with the new price flow. So important. You want to make sure you're in early. You don't want to be getting in halfway through or towards the end. You want to be right there in the very beginning, and we'll show you how to do that in the video. And then we're also going to show you where the absolute highest probability entries are and how to identify them. No question, these are definitely where the highest probabilities are in terms of putting on a profitable trade. So we'll go over that as well. So I just wanted to mention that before we get into the weekly results. So if you are a member, just go to the members area, and it's under the training videos. You'll be able to see it there. I recommend everybody watch it. It will eventually be only available with the crystal ball package. So as a core member, it is still available. You can go in and watch it. If you're not a member, I would jump on it because I am going to put it only available with the crystal ball package. So if you're not interested in learning the crystal ball and you're interested in looking at this particular pattern or understanding it, then I suggest you get in early before I take it down. I did the same thing with the crystal ball when I first started my service, and now it's no longer available with the core strategy. It is a totally separate package, and this will also be going with the crystal ball package. So anyway, that being said, let's go ahead and let's take a look at our results here for the week. Okay, here we are. These are the results from this prior week. Once again, every single one of these signals are explained and displayed in chat, so everybody knows what I'm looking at, the trades that I'm taking, and so forth. And these are my personal results. Obviously, other people's results will be different. I have days when people make more money than I do, and then I have days, obviously, where I make more than they do, and it's just depending on where you want to get aggressive and if you need to get aggressive and so forth. So Everybody's results are going to vary, but the most important thing to see here is going back to some of my prior videos. You'll see that I'm very consistent, okay, with what I make on a weekly basis. It's because these patterns are so reliable and so consistent that it provides very consistent and reliable results. Very important. Very rare to find that with any kind of trading method. What you don't want is to be trading a method to where, let's say you make a couple thousand one week and the next week you're down 500, then the next week, you know, you may be up a couple hundred. You don't want to see those big swings, right, in your results. That's usually an indication of a program or a method that's not going to hold up over a period of time. If it's based on something that's true about how prices move and how prices are structured, then you should see it be consistent, and that's what these patterns have shown. That is, this is consistent. And also, almost every single one of these trades besides Thursday was based on the PAP pattern. I may have thrown a couple crystal ball trades in there. I honestly can't remember, but Thursday, definitely trading a lot more of the crystal ball, just that the crystal ball doesn't get as many setups as you would with the PAP. So I tend to like to do a lot more trading. So that's why I do the majority of my trading on the PAP. And then, of course, the crystal ball is even more reliable, but not as quite as many signals. But the two together, obviously extremely powerful. But nonetheless, that's the results for the week. In terms of my first win out of the gate, 80%. So basically, at the end of the day, I go back and look at my very first trade, and I look and see, was the first trade a winner or a loser? And if it's a winner, I'll show it here. And if it's a loser, like on Sunday, first trade Sunday night was a loser, I show that as well. And I'm still hitting 80%. What I do now is I'm putting on size on my very first trade because I have such a high ratio of first trade results. And that's why it's important to monitor your results if you're not doing so. But I'm putting on size. When I say size, I'm not doing more than 3 contracts. It's not like I'm getting crazy out there. So I always start the day like that. And then from there, I just go back to onesies unless I need to put on size. The other thing that I'm going to start doing this week, which I did on Friday, is going to start capping my trades at 500. I can hit 500 so many days. I mean, like Sunday, I know I was over 500 at one point. I was over 500 on Monday. I know that. So I'm going to start, once I hit 500, I'm going to stop trading. This gets back to what I teach my students. Gets back to what the way I originally traded before I ever started a chat room, is I would come in with an objective every day. And once I hit my objective, I would stop trading. And I suggest that if you're going to be trading, whether it be binaries or whatever, even outright forex, I always suggest have a goal in mind, have an objective, and when you hit it, stop trading. You don't need to be trading all day long. I definitely do not suggest that you do that. All right. Obviously, you can see that nights are better. There is a reason for that. But I usually make more money over a 2-hour period than I do over this 7-hour period trading in the morning. So if the only time you have available is to trade at night, that's an advantage, not a disadvantage. And that's usually, I'm Central Time, so I usually start around 7 p.m. But you could go, up until 3 or 4 in the morning the next day. I mean, the markets are going to consistently be very good at night. All right. Looking at the percentage of wins, the win rate, basically what this is, these are naked signals. So when I say naked signal, let's say it comes up and it says that you want to be a seller. I am not. There's a couple things that I teach. I teach you how to look at EOM, which is a very good indicator whether the market has strength or not. The other thing is I look at pair correlations. That is not taking those two into effect. If you take those into account, then you will have better results. But this is assuming that you you don't identify ELM. You're not looking at the relationships. You're just, it comes up, you take it, and you just buy it. If it says buy, and you sell it if you say sell, and the end results are, these are the winning percentages. Okay. Keep in mind that I didn't take every single one of these trades, but nonetheless, had I traded every single one and just went and acted, just almost robotically make those trades without any consideration of any other factors, then the percentages speak for themselves. They're still extremely high. That's why these patterns are very, very powerful, and they are designed to never stop working. And that I promise you, they don't stop working. So anyway, that is results. Let's take a look at some charts for the week, and I think I have euros to look at. So let's look at some of the days on the euro charts, and you can see some of the signals that were generated this week, and then we'll go ahead and we'll wrap this up. All right, this is a chart of the euro US, 5 minutes. This is Sunday night. Usually nights I don't get many trades over a 2-hour period, on average 5 to 6. This particular night we got 4 in the euro, and obviously all were winning trades. Arrows indicate that it was a trade. You do know this in advance, that it is a buy, and then based on the entry that you're supposed to enter it at, it's an indication of whether it won or lost. Okay. Sunday night, I'm pretty much trading. I'm taking every trade. At nights are very good, so I tend to take a lot more, put on a lot more trades than I normally would, because nights are just, tend to be a lot more profitable. So I tend to take a lot more positions. So anyway, and I trade a lot more pairs, which, as a beginning trader, anybody trying to learn my method, I don't suggest you do that. If you're starting off and you're new to binaries, I suggest you stay with 1 or 2 pairs, maybe the Aussie, maybe the Euro US. Master that before you move on to other pairs, okay? But anyway, so that is Euro US. I do use Thinkorswim. If you are a Thinkorswim user, I do have chart templates that I use that are available to any of the members to download, and it is in the members area. You just import them, and you don't have to recreate all the charts that I use in order to make my trades. Anyway, that's Euro US for Sunday night. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at Monday morning. All right, here we go. Monday morning. Obviously, you can see a lot more trades during the morning session, obviously, because I'm trading over a 7-hour period instead of a 2-hour period. But these are actual, once again, these are all naked signals. And this is the ones that won. This is the ones that lost. I think I had a couple losers in here all day. Yeah, those 2 losers, and that was it. Jump back in the sync again. Doing a lot of PAP trading today, by the way. And those are the end results. So, awesome day on Tuesday. Pretty much stayed in sync all day long, and it's one of those days that I wish every day was like that. Not every day is like that. When you see it, typically you're gonna get, you're gonna get a series of losses, and then maybe get you're gonna get a series of wins, and then you're gonna get a loss. Then you're gonna get another series of wins, and then a loss. This had its 2 losses right here, and then it was wins pretty much from that point forward. So it's not unusual for me to see days that hit 100% or 90%, but several days this week I did hit at 100%, the 100% signals. In other words, if you just blindly traded them, the naked signals in a particular pair, every single one worked. So not something unusual, but it doesn't happen every day, but it does happen more than you think that it would happen. So anyway, very reliable. Let's take a look at Tuesday's action for the Euro US. All right, here's Tuesday's action, October 8th. This is pretty much a typical day of what I would expect. As I mentioned, usually get a single loss, and you get a series of wins, and you get a single loss, and you get a series of wins. Very important thing that I talk about in chat a lot is I do pay attention to how many losers I have in a row. because typically the markets, if I'm getting a lot of wins, I get typically no more than a single loss in a row. That gives me some indication of when I want to put on size. I do consider other factors, but that is one of the components that I look at. I like to know if that last trade was a winner or loser before I consider putting on any kind of size. And once again, I don't do size a lot unless I absolutely have to. Okay, so most of the time I'm trading just onesies to make the results that I do. But when I have a strong trade, I will put on 3. Okay, and that is an important thing to learn. Learning how to adjust size. Okay, it's just absolutely critical. But that's one of the things that that you pick up in time, because once you get using these patterns, you'll get a feel for when the market's really strong and when your patterns are going to be a lot more profitable. The percentages are going to be higher, and those are the trades you want to put on several contracts. And you know that after you work with these patterns for a while. All right, so let's go ahead and let's take a look at Wednesday's action. Same pair on the Euro US. All right, so here is Wednesday the 9th. Once again, Euro US. Those that were in chat know that I backed off of trading too much of the Euro. It's because we had a real nice start to the day, and then we had a couple losses. To me, this indicates that the markets are probably going to end up being choppy. So I really backed off this day. Looking forward, it was the right decision, because typically, even though you have a decent win ratio, I don't like to see, more than a single loss in a row. And once again, you had one here, you had 3 there. It pretty much was like that for the rest of the day. And so it's okay to back off if you're trading. If this is the only pair that you're trading, you just don't trade it. You just wait and come back in the evening, or walk away for a couple hours once you start seeing a lot more wins, a series of wins, and EOM starts to pick up and so forth. Then that's a good indication that you can get back in. EOM was not very good this morning. The relationship with the core relationships were not very good this morning. The pair relationships or correlations were not very good this morning. So that right there was also kind of a little red flag to be really cautious when you're trading the Euro. So anyway, that is Wednesday. Let's go ahead. We got a couple more days. Let's see what the Euro looked like for Thursday. Okay, so here's Thursday. Obviously, much better day. That's pretty typical. You have a choppy day, and then the next day tends to be a lot better. I know that night was good as well. Last night was good. But coming into here, you can see a lot more winning trades, right? This is the kind of environment we want to trade. So as you can see right here, start having a series of a lot of wins. That typically follows through in the afternoon. You can see that it did in this case. Also, members of chat do have the advantage of I provide them the probabilities. We look at all the naked percentage of winning trades in the morning, and then that gives us an indication of what we're going to see for the rest of the afternoon. So that's a real important thing to be looking at, because what I have found is that if it's hot in the morning, it's going to be hot in the afternoon, and if it's cold in the morning, it will tend to be cold in the afternoon. But when it's cold in the morning, it means it's hot in the evening. So don't ask me how that is, but that's so repetitive that even the members that trade know that, and they'll watch, and if they see that it's really choppy, they'll just stop and come back at night and trade with me at night. So anyway, so real good day overall, Thursday for the Euro. And you can see, I don't even know, do we have a loss? Yeah, we had a loss right there, and that was one loss the whole day. Euro is one of my favorites. The Aussie and the Euro are my 2 favorites. And then I look at the end. But anyway, okay, so let's see. Let's take a final look at Friday, and we'll get this thing wrapped up here. All right, here's Friday. Like I said, Friday, I decided that once I hit my 500 objective, which I'm going to do this week as well, I stopped trading. But look at what I'm showing you here. You see how you have this loss, and then you have a win, then you have another loss. That usually tells me you don't want to be trading. I hit my objective early in the day, because everything was hot in the morning. I had stopped trading, but just to let you know that when you run these probabilities, you can see how the rest of the day did not have a very strong day either. So a real important thing to watch, once again, if you are a member and you purchased one of the two packages, if you purchase the core package, it doesn't come with the monthly live chat room. But if you are in the live chat room, then there is a big advantage because I do provide you with these percentages. So in midday, you kind of know what to expect on a particular pair, and I do run it on all four major pairs that I trade. That gives you an idea kind of what to expect for the rest of the day, okay, before we go into the night session. Real important information. There's a lot of pieces here, but I try to make it easy by helping you put all the pieces together, and in time you'll learn how to do this yourself. But anyway, nice Friday. Hit my objective early. I stopped trading, and it was a real nice way to end the week. So that's it. If anybody has any questions or comments, please leave them below. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. And if you do subscribe, any new videos, I do put out some free videos from time to time. You'll be the first to be notified when those new videos come out. Or if I have any, if I'm running any kind of specials, which I typically don't. I do maybe around the first of the year, around Christmas. But, I really don't know what that's going to be. But from time to time, I'll run maybe a special on the chat for Chad and so forth. So make sure that you get on my list so I can keep you updated on that. Also, if you go to my website, binaryprostrategies.com, you're not on my email list. If you give me your email, I will send you the weekly update as well. So you'll be able to get an email as well that will show these charts for you. You can look at the charts, and it shows you the stats and so forth. And it's kind of a recap of the video here. So if you're a guy that likes to look at emails and not watch videos, then that's available too. And maybe look at these charts a little bit closer too. So that is it. I wish everybody a great trading week. I think it's going to be. It's just, they've been so awesome over the last several weeks. Really, the last several months have been really good. And it just looks like that's going to continue on. So I'm really excited about that. I will be back Sunday night, do trading again. As you know, I mention this all the time, Sundays are my favorite nights. And so I'm really looking forward to a good Sunday night this weekend, and start off with a big bang going into next week. So questions, comments, leave them below. You can always go to my website, binaryprostrategies.com, if you need to contact me, or if you have any questions, be glad to answer those for you. Besides that, everybody enjoy their week. Good luck with your trading, and we will talk to you next week. Probably I'll put that video out, see if I can get it out on Saturday. Y'all take care. Okay, so if you're interested in learning exactly how I do this, I do offer two different packages. And the way this is set up is that if you want to learn about the core strategy package, now that isn't going to include all the videos. You're going to get full access to all my training videos and educational material. You're going to get full disclosure of the core strategy, which I use a lot, particularly the single and double continuation patterns. The majority of all the results that you see on my daily returns is going to be based off of those two patterns, okay? I also do trade the delta pattern, and I also will show you how to use the nibble strategy. The nibble strategy is designed to catch very short-term trades, and I'll show you exactly how to use that in combination with some of the other core patterns. Also, how to transition from demo to a live account. This is very important. That video is also included. As you know, it's also available on YouTube for free. But how to transition from a demo to a live account is very important. Something you need to watch. Don't just jump in and start trading in a live account. You want to learn the strategy, and you want to make sure that you're profitable. I'd say at least 9 out of every 10 days. And then when you get ready to transition to a live account, please watch the video, because there's some really good steps on how to make that transition. Also, when you purchase the package, you're going to get a 1 hour personal training with me. So you and I will do a one-on-one, and I'll make sure that you fully understand everything and how it works. Now, this package is designed to pretty much purchase and go if you wish. You can purchase, watch everything, and go out and trade on your own. Now, if you want to learn about the core strategy, plus the crystal ball, basically you're getting everything in here. You're getting the core strategy, but you're also going to get the you're going to learn the crystal ball method. That's something that's available. That's a video that is not available online. That's something you and I will once again sit down and go through and make sure you fully understand it. Now, if you decide that you want to go just with the core strategy and learn the crystal ball at some point, I'll just charge you the difference between the core strategy price and then the full price that includes the crystal ball. So I'll just charge you the difference between the two. Okay, so these are designed to basically purchase, learn them, and then go and do your own trading and so forth. Now, if you wish to join me live as I trade live every day, which I highly suggest, because what I do is I also, not only do I share my charts, but I show you where I'm getting in, where I'm getting out, what strike, what price, why I'm doing it, what I'm seeing in the market. It's well worth it, and that's only going to be $50, okay? So if you want to, once again, if you just want to learn things on your own, you can purchase the package and move on. If you want to learn the package and then also join my live trading room, chat room, then that's just $50 a month, and that's $50 reoccurring as long as you want to stay. There's no time limit, so if you want to stay 2 months, 3 months, a year, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just $50 a month, okay? So if you're interested, you want to go to binaryprostrategies.com, and in there under Join Now, you're click on that little button. It'll pop up. You'll see this, and you can go ahead and purchase one of these two packages, and or if you're a reoccurring member, you can go ahead and join the monthly if you're not already part of the chat room. So any questions, as always, you can always get a hold of me by going to the website. My phone number's there, email address, and so forth. So if you like to do that, feel free to give me a call. I'll be glad to answer any of your questions before you make a decision. But everything I teach is fully disclosed. I'm not holding anything back. I am here to educate. I'm not a signal provider. That doesn't do you any good by me just giving you my signals. I'm here to teach you how I see the signals, and I want you to learn them as well and be able to identify them as well as I do. And then, this way you are free to trade on your own. You don't need me around all the time. But for those that like to stay in the chat room and trade with us live every day, that's always an option as well. So that's it. Thanks once again for watching my video, and you'll have a great day.